Hello and welcome to Lightning Component Development Session Day 10. This is Amit, and today we will learn what is the Lightning Overlay Library and how we can use this uh, Lightning Overlay in our application or Lightning component. We'll also see the use of Lightning navigation, how we can navigate to different pages to the Lightning custom Lightning component, to the record detail page, how we will use Lightning record form, Lightning record view form, edit form, and we'll also create dynamically means we will create a runtime components, how we can create the components runtime to increase the performance of our application. And then we'll also work on the lab work, that is we'll be creating an application that is BeerExplorer. We'll be creating an application of BeerExplorer Lightning component, and we'll also do let's go ahead and start with the Lightning Overlay Library. So a Lightning Overlay Library is basically used for creating the custom modal in Lightning component. So let's go ahead and create a new component and see how it works. So this is the component that I'm going to use some interfaces. One will be force colon flexi colon available for all page types. So flexi page, so that we can use this component in the record detail page. As Lightning Overlay Library doesn't work in the Lightning standalone application. When we say that standalone application, that means if you are using this component inside the application that we created Lightning application, then Lightning Overlay Library will not work. It will work on the Lightning environment community. So what we'll do, we'll create the component and we'll use this component inside the detail page of a new object, let's say that account, then we'll use in the detail page of account. So to use that, what we need to do, we need to use Lightning colon overlay, and then we'll go we'll give the id as colon id, that we'll see that overlay library, and save it. The complete name is overlay library. So what we'll do, we will create a button, and then we will create a modal on the page. Click on the button. So let's go ahead and create a new button over in the component Lightning colon button. So here, first thing what we will do, we will see what are the basic things that a modal can have. So let's go ahead on the account and click on new. If you are clicking on new, you can see that this is a modal. This is nothing but this is a modal. So what we need, this is the header of modal. What is the header? We can, so this is the close button, and this is the footer, whatever we wanted to put the things on the footer, and this is the body. So basically a modal contains a header, a close button, a footer, and a body. So what we'll do, we'll just saying component dot find And for finding, we already know that we need to use OR ID, so we will be using OR ID here. And then there is a method called show custom model. So to get where we are like to know more about this library, go to the component library function and type overlay. Here you will get to know that this is the library that we can use. This is the button for showing the modal, and here if you see show custom modal, and inside custom modal we can put the things whatever we discussed, like you can just copy paste this. And for RID, replace with RID. For modal body, we can just say that this is test, and then for footer we can also say that something footer, and then class we are not going to use this one. Close callback is the function that calls whenever we are closing modal. If I'm closing this modal, this function is going to call back. And this is show close button is something, okay, the comma is missing. Show close button is for showing the close button. If you wanted to hide, you can just use it as false. So let's go ahead, open an account, edit the page. Here we will be deleting this, and we will adding overlay component here. You can see a button here. Save this, go back, so if I click here on this click modal, I'll be able to see the app modal that I'm seeing. You can see that footer, whatever content we put on the footer. This is the test at the body, the header of the modal. If I click on this, I will get the alert message as well. You close that alert. So this is the basic function of Lightning overlay library. So where we are going to use this in our real-time application. For example, that we are working on the BeerExplorer application, we have put a button over that for displaying the detail of beer. So what we just wanted to show the detail of the beer on the modal, not on the lower bottom clicking on that. So what we'll do, we'll create a modal on the click on this. So in the modal, what we'll do, we'll use this complete thing as a body, and then in the header we can also set whatever we wanted to. So next thing is Lightning Common Navigation. Lightning Navigation, as we discussed earlier, is used for navigation purpose. So what we'll do, we'll just create a component, or we will use the same component, that is our library, and here what we'll do, we will put one more thing, that is navigation, and then we'll give the ID or ID as a and then we'll create a new button that will say navigate. Okay, so here for navigating this, go to the controller. Let's create a new function. So what we do, same thing that we did for Lightning URL library. Go to the component library, find navigation, and here you will get the tag that we are going on nav service. We are using whatever we put as a ID, and then these are the basic things that you can use while working with the Lightning navigation. What we'll do, we'll navigate to the account related list or account detail page. So first thing that we need to do, we need to find the page reference with the help of ID or ID that we provided. So we will do that. Instead of CMP, use component and then use your ID navigation. And then second thing is that we need to create an object, a page reference object where we wanted to navigate. So for that we have the complete thing here, or if you wanted to know more about, you can click on this link and you will get to know what are the types of navigation, where we can navigate, where we cannot navigate. You can see here, if you wanted to navigate to a custom Lightning component, it must implement Lightning : is URL addressable. If you will not implement this, you will get an error that this page isn't supported in Lightning or Salesforce 1. Or if you wanted to know more about page reference type, you can just click on this page reference types and you will get to know custom Lightning component must implement Lightning : is URL addressable. We can also navigate to knowledge articles, named page. Named pages are like home, and then item page, object page, or any particular detail page. Or if you wanted to navigate to relationship page, we can also do that. So as of now, we'll just use a simple example, that is this. We are navigating to account list and that will be filtered by my accounts. So for now, let's remove this filter. We are not filtering. This state parameter is for whatever parameters we wanted to send on the URL. If you send this, you will see that whatever the parameters, my filter name will be like you can see on the VA pages. Then for navigating, you just have a method page reference.navigate, and then inside navigate we need to send an object of page reference where we wanted to navigate. So now let's go ahead and refresh the page. And if I click on navigate, it should redirect me to concrete property navigate of undefined. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Oops, this is the method is same, navigate page reference. Okay, let's change the method name as navigate URL. And here we need to use component.find. Yep, so we will be using component.find. Remove this and then we'll use this method here in this as well. Now let's go ahead and refresh the page. Refresh once more. Now click on navigate. It will redirect you to the my account. You can see that list here. You can, if you see on the URL, you can see that filter name equal to my account. Whatever we are sending from here as a filter name as a my accounts. Or if you wanted to change here, like for example say that all accounts, you can see that filter name is hardcode designer ID. If you wanted to see this In an example, we can just try by putting an ID here, open an account, refresh one so that we can refresh the data from the JavaScript controller. Click on navigate. So we doesn't get the refresh data. Now click on this. Okay, I think it's not getting, we didn't able to refresh that page. Let's go ahead. Once more. Now here click on navigate. You can see filter name has been changed to all accounts. So this is how we can work on the Lightning navigation to navigate to different components. Let's say that now if you wanted to navigate to beer details component, for example, no, let's take an example where we get some data. We want to navigate to BeerExplorer. So first what we need to do, we need to implement an interface that is called as Lightning is URL addressable. And then what we'll do, in our navigate option, in our navigate controller of JavaScript, what we'll do, we'll change the object this page reference. So first thing what we'll do, we'll go to the page reference type, and then we'll file Lightning component here so that we can get the complete structure. So this is the structure. Let's go ahead, copy this structure, paste here, and for the component name we need to provide the namespace here, that is C__, and then here we just need to provide the name, that is, let's copy from the application. Beer application, and here if you'll paste, for the state let it be as a my attribute, and we'll see that my attribute will be used present on the URL next to column. So let's go ahead. Now click on navigate. It will take you the component, that is BeerExplorer, and you can also see the value of my attribute here in this component. So you can see that we are able to navigate to the custom component as well, and this is because of the interface that we implemented on the BeerExplorer component. If you will not implement this interface, will not be able to, we will be able to redirect to the page here, but we will not be able to see the output as we are able to see here. You can try it by removing the interface, and you will see that you are getting some error. So you can also see here, you can just remove, go back to the account, click on navigate, and you can see that you are getting an error. This page is not available in Salesforce Lightning Experience or mobile app. So if you will not use that interface, you will not be able to navigate to the custom Lightning component. Oops. So this is the basic thing that we can use Lightning navigation to navigate different pages. Earlier we have was called navigate to component for navigating between components, and navigate to URL for navigating to different pages. So now we have single things that we can do for navigating to different pages or different URLs that you wanted to. And next is RecordViewForm. So Lightning RecordViewForm, what it does, it displays the information of the record based on the ID whatever we have provided. For example, let's say that if I am opening an account and I am using this ID for displaying the information of the account, I can simply use this ID and then display the information over there. So for getting more information, we can do the same RecordViewForm. You can just copy paste this. It takes two parameters. The RecordViewForm, one is the record ID of the record, and then the other one is object API name, what object you wanted to use, which object. The record ID you have provided there. So here you can also, let's say for example, I'm just going to use as v.recordID, and then I'll also implement an interface that is called as force:# record ID that we already discussed, that returns the ID of the current record. And here we are going to use count, name and industry. So we have lightning output field tag to display the information of the field, but we can only use inside lightning record view phase. We can only use lightning : output field if we are using lightning : record view form. Otherwise we cannot use lightning output field. And we also have lightning input field that we can use inside lightning : RecordEditForm. So next one is RecordEditForm. So we are also going to take the example of same RecordEditForm. Here you can see this is the RecordEditForm. Let me copy paste the code here below that RecordEditForm. Record ID we are not going to provide. Yeah, you can provide record ID here if you wanted to update the existing record. If you don't wanted to update, if you wanted to create new record, we can just remove this parameter record ID so that we can create new record. And these are the parameters: onload, we can call a method of JavaScript, we can call a method onSubmit, and then we can also get an event on success. Like if you are updating or if you are creating a new record and we wanted to get event, or we wanted to get know that if you are successfully record has been saved or not, we can get that event over here on success. And for getting more information, you can go to the specification tab and you will get that we also have a method that on error for getting the error, whatever error we are getting. We can also provide the record type ID, which kind of record we wanted to create, what will be the record type for that particular record. So let's go ahead and refresh the page and see if you are able to see some updated values. Let's go ahead and refresh once. You can see we are able to see the information with the name. What we did, we just put lightning record view form, provided the record ID, whatever record we wanted to show the information, and then in the lightning output field we just use the field name, whatever we wanted to display over here. We can also put like rating, SLA, active rating _C. We can also provide industry instead of industry. We can also use something fax, phone. Let me say that phone. And for the input field, you can see we are able to get the name for updating the account, and then we are able to get the industry, and we are also able to see the peak list as well. Like, let me put one more thing here in the industry. Let me say that parent ID. You will see the lookup field as well for the parent ID, because parent ID is the lookup of account. And you can also see lightning colon message. This is for displaying the message if you are getting any error message, if you are getting any error from the backend while updating or saving the record. This particular tag will show you the information. So let's go ahead and refresh the page again, and we'll also be able to see the lookup page, the lookup over there for the parent ID. So basically, lightning input field, what does it does create the input same as Apex input field in the web pages. So but the only case here is that this kind of fields can only be used inside lightning record edit form. So you can see, you can also search, you can select one, you can click on save. But why we are getting the error? Because we haven't created the method in the component. So this is the basic way that you can use lightning record form, view form, edit form. You can use overlay library for creating models. You can use lightning navigation to navigate different form. Let's go ahead and create the method so that we can get errors from the next time. So these are the basic cool things that we can do for while working on our application. So now let's go ahead and see what is this recorded form. We already did. Okay, and then we have one more thing, that is dynamically creating the components. When we say that dynamically creating the component, that means we are creating the component at the runtime. We are not getting the data whenever the component is being loaded. We are just creating the component at the runtime. That means if I say there is a button create modal, we are creating this modal on the click of this button. We are not having the modal itself in the component and then hiding or removing, adding the CSS. We are creating this at the runtime. So for creating the different things, so let's say that on the click of a button you wanted to create some lightning input. So for creating that, we have a method that is called as $a.create components. We have a method inside $a utility class. If you remember, we can get this information $a utility inside docs. You can go to the documentation. Inside JavaScript library, you will get $a at the utility class, and you will get two methods. One is create component for creating a single component, which take three parameters. One is the type of component that you wanted to create. Here you can also give any individual component like lightning RecordEditForm, /editForm, or lightning input, or you can give the custom component as well that you created. For example, let's say that beer details, and then object attribute. That means whatever the attribute you wanted to provide. Let's say that if you wanted to create lightning input, you can create RID, you can set value, you can set on blur actions, you can on focus action, and then the callback function, which itself takes three parameters. One is the component, the other one is status, and then the error message. And then you will see the other thing is that create components. It also takes two parameters. One is array of components. When we say that array of component, that means array of type and object attributes, and then the function callback, same as the function callback for create component. Here it's a simple example you can see for creating for creating multiple components, and this is the simple example for creating a single component, that is UI : button. So we will create a new button here for creating a new button, and we will name it as create button lightning colon button. We will label it as create new button, and same we will label it by do. On click, c dot create button. So let's go ahead, create a method, name it as create button, and inside that what we'll do, we will use $a dot create component, which will take 3 parameters. One will be lightning button, the type of component that you wanted to create here will, and then other will be object of attributes, and then the third will be function, that is callback, which will take 3 parameter component status, and then error message. So what we'll do here, we will provide these things. Let's say that label value, we'll say that label, and we'll say that value, and we also have one more attribute that is called as on click. So for on click, what we'll do here, we cannot write directly, we'll see that on click, and for getting the method we can use component dot get reference, and inside the reference, if you go to the document here, you will see c dot handle press, the same thing that we use. We can just use c as an action provider, and then the name of the method, let's say that handle submit, and here we will put the alert method, that alert that submit handled. You can see we are getting error on line number 40. Okay, this is because of this we are not getting any error. Now here what we can check, if status equal to success, that means success. We can also alert status. And now one thing, we have successfully, we did created the successfully component, but we didn't set this component inside the body. To set the component inside the body, what we need to do, we need to first get the body, and then we can set. So first let's go ahead and see if you are able to see that. Here we are able to see the button, and we'll click on create new button. We are getting that $a is not defined, that means instead of using the capital A, we are using a small a, this one. So yeah, we are talking about adding the value. First what we'll do, we will get the body using the body attribute. So we can just use component.get, then v.body for getting the complete body, whatever there is that, and then in this body post the button, that is component, and let's say it as button. And then set the body, component set v dot body, then set body here. So now let's go ahead and refresh the page again. Now if you click on create modal, create new button, it should give the alert as success. Okay, body dot push, sorry, it's a typo mistake, it's a push. Click on create new button, get success. Oops, are we able to get? No, not able to get the button over here. Let's go back to the remove this alert success. We are getting the body component dot get v dot body, and then push new button. Let me set the alert message here as well. Let's go back, refresh. Button created successfully. Why we are not able to get the button here? Oops, the label is different. Create new. Now let's try again. Why we are not able to get? That might be a reason, because two buttons can't have same label and same name. What I did, I just used the body parameter over here, because we are setting the value, the controller as a body, but here we are not displaying the value of the body. So what we need to do, we just need to set the body as well here, and for the simplicity of the component, I just commented out the remaining part. So now if you'll go refresh the page, click on create new button, you can see press me. If you press, you can see that handle submitted. So this is the way how we can create dynamic components at the runtime and to increase the performance of our application. So now let's go back and see what are the remaining things of the lab work that we can do. So for the lab work, first we'll create a new application from the app manager, so that we can use this app in our enhancement, because we are going to use some mode as some page reference. So go to the setup app manager, new lightning app, and here we are going to name it as BeerExplorer. Do you have any emails? Let me see if I have. No. Next, standard navigation, we are not going to use console. Lightning experience setup. Okay, click on next. We are not going to use any utility. Next, yeah, for the object, for the tab, what we are going to use beer and beer order as well, and then reports and dashboards. We are not going to use reports and dashboards in our project, but let's next. For now, assign to the system admin and standard profile, standard user profile. Save and finish. Let's go back to the work, find your BeerExplorer, open that, and it will open the new app that we are going to use in our application. So next thing what we'll do, we'll create a tab application. We'll create a lightning component tab here, so that you can get all those beer detail, all the beer information over here. So let's go back, type tabs, click on tab, and scroll down to the lightning component tab, click on new, and from the component you need to select BeerExplorer, name as same, and for the you can select anything like you want. I just selected Apple. So now if you'll go back here, click on edit, add more items, all, you will get BeerExplorer, add this, add new item, first tab, save. Cancel it, find BeerExplorer here, click on this and add tab to the navigation bar. Okay, so here if you see that we are able to, now we can go back. Oops, we are not able to change the orders. Yep, drag and drop and put it on the first. Okay, so here now what we'll do, on the click of view detail, as of now what we are showing the information here on the bottom. Now what we'll do, we will use we will create dynamically component with the help and we'll use beer details. This component we created for showing the beer details, so we'll use this component for creating the dynamic components. So let's go back, copy this code, and here on the beer list component you can see that this beer details, remove this part, we are not going to use this as well. Open this, show information, come here. Okay, so on the beer details we have one that is named as beer ID, so we are going to use only one information here, that is beer ID colon, and we are going to pass this variable. Okay, so this is beer details. I'll just remove this part. For creating, as we are creating the custom component, we are going to use namespace colon, name of the component, beer details. So what we are doing here, we are creating a beer details custom component, passing the variable to the attribute that we have created here, and then in the beer details. Okay, so this is all for creating the dynamic components. But what about creating the modal? We need to show the information in the modal. So for that we will also going to create the model. So what we'll do, we will use the same concept that we did earlier in the same tutorial. Go to the beer list component, put overlay library, go to the controller for example we used, and then use this, go back to beer list component here. So where we need to put the code for creating the model. Yeah, this is the main thing. First we are going to create the component. If we are getting the success message, we are not getting any error, then only we are going to create the model. And inside the model, for the header, we are going to use as beer details. For the body, we are going to set the component that we created. For the footer, let it be as of now footer, and then for the close, just remove this. We are not going to use any method as of now. So what we did, we created a component that was a custom component beer details, and then if we checked if the status is success, and then we created the component, then we created a model and passed the whatever the component body we have, passed the complete body here. Now let's go back to our application, refresh the page. Here you can click on view detail. Okay, we are still getting the information below. Now see, click on this, still we are getting the details below. Let's log out once and log in again. Okay, select the username, log in here, it will also ask for address. Select BeerExplorer, we are not able to add that. Click on view detail. Now you can see we are able to see the beer details here on the model. If you wanted to go to the beer detail page, the detail page that user see, for let's say for example on the detail page of a beer, you can also navigate, you can also use lightning navigation for navigating there, but 5 we are not using because we are going to deploy this application to use of any external user, so we cannot let any external user to view this information. So for that we can just show a modal here. You can see whatever the header we did, you can close that as well. You can click on here to see if you are able to see the beer information or not, and then you can also see what are the total quantity, what are the remaining quantity, there is nothing, what is the price, created date, last modified, all the information we are getting here. And then on clicking on order now, what we are going to do, we are going to navigate to another component that will be responsible for creating the order for this particular beer. So in that order, if you see beer orders, click on new, you will get there is a master data relationship with the beer. So we are also going to use the default value for this. We are also going to use default. If someone is clicking on order now, it is going to open a new component, and that will be defaulting this beer as well. So let's cancel it. Go back to the developer console. You can see we already created the component under here, that's create beer order, and then here we are going to use lightning column record form. So record form, what it does display the information as well, it creates the new record as well. So if you use edit for mode, or we can create or edit the application as well, so we are going to use this. Sorry, here we are going to use this. We can also specify the fields if you wanted to, but in our case we are not going to specify any fields, but we are going to handle the method on submit, on success. So if you go to the specification, we are going to handle on submit and on success on error methods. So let's come back to our component. Okay, I think we were not able to copy. We are not going to provide any record ID here. For the object, it's beer underscore order underscore C. Layout, it will be full. Fields, we are not going to use anything. Columns will be 2 columns. On submit, yep, we are going to tackle the on submit, and then we are also going to use on success and on error method, so that if we can get the error on success and on error. Oops, we don't need to use this. So this is the basic. Now what we need to do, we need to implements the interface, that is lightning colon is URL addressable, so that we can navigate to this create beer order component for creating the orders. So what we'll do, we just go to the beer detail component. You can see that we put a button here, that is do order. For ordering, we just need to use the code that we use for navigating. Let's go to the component, copy this, paste here, and one thing that we need to use, that is lightning navigation library, sorry, this one. And here we need to use the name of the component, that is create beer order. So now let's go back to our application, open BeerExplorer, okay, we are not able to add this tab here. Click on view order. Now you can see we are able to redirect to a page where we are able to get all the fields, the order number, that is that will be automatically generated. So this is a read-only fields. We can search beer over here, whatever we wanted to. We can give the status. We can whatever the ordered quantity, amount, it will be automatically calculated. So we are not going to use this. We will remove this field from the from here, from the layout. Order by the user who is responsible or who is ordering, and then the address information where you need to deliver the beer. So we will be creating, or we will be passing the parameters over here. You can see that beer ID, you can pass this beer ID as we are going to use this beer ID. Because the relationship between is master detail, so we will definitely going to use which beer user wanted to get delivered. So this was the basic thing that we did today. Hope you learned something new, like how you can create dynamic components, how you can navigate between the components, and how we can use the lightning standard base components to show, edit, or view the information related to a single record form. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for getting the next video update. Thank you guys.